Hello and welcome to.
Hey, we like your pod.
And we're going to tell you why if we can figure out what we're doing over here.
All right.
Nice to see you, Matt. How's it going?
Yeah, Don, it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 awesome victories for the Packers. One, not exciting, conservative, approach that worked well against the Vikings, and one, stuff it down their throats, awesome win against the Lions. Almost a dominant win. That's not really fair to say because it was evenly matched except for fourth downs, as we've heard many times over the last week. But just a really exciting game on Thanksgiving. So, I'm just really riding the wave, coming in, playing the Bears twice the next, few weeks, oddly.
Yeah.
I think we can beat them at home for sure. Depending on how that looks, I might even feel really good about beating them, away. I think the Packers have it all in front of them. So I'm excited. And apart from that, it's freaking cold here, Don. It got real cold since the last time we talked. It's there's snow on everything. The fun thing about that is the kids had a snow day on Tuesday, and so did I.
Oh, wow. Wow.
We all got to hang around the house and be lazy and sleep a bunch extra and play video games together, and it was great.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I forget. Okay, there was a lot of snow in Wisconsin. My sister sent me pictures whenever they had that dump, and it was so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And I did notice, too, that Tom Grassi posted one snow picture, too, from his new home in Wisconsin. It was just like this tree-lined street with all this snow. It was so pretty. I love it. And I would love to take Tosh out to the mountains one of these days and let her play in the snow. One of these days, I will.
How have you been, Dawn?
I'm good. I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a lot, but I'll tell you. So we didn't talk after Packers Lions, but we didn't talk after the Vikings either.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, no wonder it seems so long.
That's because it has been.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, now we have Bears week. So there's just I'm giddy. I am giddy about football. It's December and maybe some snow globes, as you've mentioned, the weather. And I thought it was beyond interesting that the Packers beat the Lions by going for it on fourth down over and over again. But it was, and the Lions did that as they normally do, but they didn't succeed on their fourth downs. And I just thought that was pretty funny. I don't think it's the same, though. It's not I don't like the comparison that, okay, all of a sudden Matt's super aggressive and he's like Dan Camp. No. If you look at the way Matt LaFleur does things, he does a timeout. He collaborates with Jordan Love. He you know what I mean? He thinks about it. It's not just, I'm going to go for it. I think Dan really is, and he's been successful that way. But, you got to be a little bit more, have a little bit more finesse. And so I do appreciate Matt LaFleur for who he is. I do appreciate that. Where are those people who were calling for him to be fired? Because I don't think this is a response to that at all. I just think it has to do with the opponent and the game and the talent that he has on the field that day, which changes from week to week because of injuries and stuff. So, I just don't know that Campbell, is playing within his team abilities, his players' abilities sometimes. I mean, of course he wants to show confidence, and I love that. I mean, I'm not criticizing him for that, but you can't just keep going. Like a lot of people criticized him for just going for it and repeating the same mistake again. So, and the other thing I tell you, because we were already up by 7, so even if we didn't on that last fourth down, if it wasn't successful strategically, it was still the right move because the Lions would have had to get all the way down the field, get a touchdown and a field goal or 2 extra points, and our defense would have stood up to that most likely. So I didn't think that they won the game. They just stopped the game.
Yeah. And the defense looked especially good. I mean, Micah Parsons has been crazy in the fourth quarter, and this game is no exception. So I think you're right, exactly, Don. If we had to give it over there, defense would have had us.
I think so.
I mean, see Micah Parsons getting like 3 sacks. They
would have all taken care of it. I really am not too. Now, did you hear what Micah Parsons said today?
He said a lot
about the Bears.
What did he say?
Let's see. What did he say? He made note of the Bears disrespecting the Packers for basically no reason. Ben Johnson, Mr. Shirtless, come on.
Yeah.
That was weird. I mean, okay, shirtless, whatever. It was just so jarring because Ben Johnson seems like it kind of was like a Superman thing because he does kind of seem like more the nerdy thinking type of coach, a little bit of hands off. And then all of a sudden he's doing this. It was like, what happened to him? Did he take something or was he drunk? It was so odd.
On the Unpack today, I think it was Nick Bornheimer noted that he had seen somewhere there was some promotion at a hot dog stand in Chicago where if Ben Johnson, took off his shirt during a post-game celebration, there's gonna be free hot dogs for everyone or something. So it might have been some weirdly specific local thing for some hot dog joint.
I did hear a lot about that.
Yeah,
I did hear a lot about the hot dogs. I think it was this place gives free hot dogs when the Chicago Bears wins, which is cute. I love that. But then it was like they get 3 free hot dogs, I guess. Maybe that was it. That's kind of funny. But then it kind of called, everyone was replaying Ben Johnson's first press conference when and I totally forgot about this, when he was first hired as the Bears coach in his very first introduction conference, and he dissed Matt LaFleur like that. And that was just really kind of raw meat for the Chicago. But he better be able to back that up.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bears are doing better. Good for them. I'm happy about it. We've talked about that. We want good opponents. We don't just want to necessarily stomp over people. That's not a fun game. But
we want to beat good opponents. But yes.
Yeah. So I don't think Matt LaFleur is that reckless, and I like that about him. He's not going to just do something because he's feeling pressured. Oh, I'm playing the Lions, and so I have to go for it on 4th. I mean, he might feel that way because if they're going, it's like stretching the game, so that kind of makes sense. But I don't like the idea of somebody else dictating the way our coach may or may not call plays. You know what I'm saying? And I was a little worried. It's is he just doing that? But he's not. He knew what he was doing, and they were they do stretch the game in that way by playing 4 downs. And it's not just the Lions. A lot of teams do that now. So, but yeah, so I just thought it was really interesting. But I'd still prefer Matt LaFleur and his more of a chess-like, more conservative play, demeanor. Not necessarily play calling, but his demeanor. So. But it would be kind of funny to see him take his shirt off if we win in 30-degree weather. I mean, it would be really funny, but I'm sure he wouldn't do that.
I don't
out there on Lambeau Field in 30-degree weather. But it's funny. So it's exciting. Bears week is fun. May the best team win.
Yes. Hear. The Packers, in other words. Yes.
Of course, the Packers. So, Maddie, and so let's say, hey, Crisis says Packers football has meant going for it, predating LaFleur. That's right. Other teams have followed suit.
There you go. There it is. True North. Says, for new viewers, Matt is joining us from the set of the Saw movies. So, for you, True North, I have put onto my Christmas list a couple of large Packers flags that I can hang from the rafters just out of view here. So I'll have some nice Packers flag in the background instead of the torture chamber that I appear to be in.
I still like it. I like it. I think it's great. I kind of took advantage of the Black Friday sale on Packers.com on the Packers Pro Shop. So hopefully your Christmas shoppers have done that too, so you get double.
Hopefully.
And now,
Iowa Joe says, I think if we hear the song Goodbye Horses, we know Matt is in trouble. And now, Dawn.
What is Goodbye Horses?
I am assuming that's a Silence of the Lambs reference, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I just was going with that, but let's see. Keep talking, Dawn. I'm looking it up for you.
No problem. So for my first superlative, I was just the heck of it going to go ahead and let's see if I can pull this up and replay something since we weren't able to since we were not able to enjoy this together. I was going to replay something for my first superlative because it doesn't also let me go ahead and do this. Oops. I don't know where it's going to. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Love steps up, points across the formation, up drops back into the shotgun. Here's the snap and fourth down, rushes on. Love looking off his back foot, throws the left side.
Yes!
And whips.
Yes!
Makes a leaping catch at the 30-yard line number. First down, Green Bay. There is your dagger. A day dagger right through the Lions.
That's one of my favorite things, Don. When Wayne Larrabee says, "There is your dagger," just full-throated like that, you know, with all the enthusiasm, and the Rock is making, you know, the Rock sounds in the background, like
yes, yes.
Oh, I love that.
Can never get tired of that. There is your dagger, and the way that like Wiley was kind of like wiggling around and doing the first down celebration, and then Wicks was doing it, and he was still on top of Brian Branch. Brian Branch is like, oh, I don't know if you saw that, but it was like,
yeah,
he couldn't get up. I thought it was super funny. All right, so what does he say? So Iowa Joe says it's the song Buffalo Bill. I still am lost over my head. Buffalo Bill. Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
I was gonna say, Don, you gotta watch Silence of the Lambs. You haven't seen it, right?
I don't watch like those kind of movies.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, I would say you have to see it because it's a great movie, but also, I don't think you're gonna like it. So
I think I watched parts of it, but I was just like, yeah, I'm not a scary movie person. I think life is scary enough, and I've also got such a wild imagination that I make it worse. So, like, you could be totally fake. Everything blood and whatever, and I'd be just like, whoa, you know,
it's not a movie for Don. No.
Not for me. Although I do watch plenty of YouTube videos about real things happening, like animals tearing people apart. I don't know how I did. That's just an anomaly, and maybe it has to do with aging or something along those lines. So what's your first superlative, Maddie?
Don, my first superlative this week is most fascinating. So this happened actually, I think, like 2 weeks ago. So like really late to the game on this, but because we haven't seen each other for a while and I wanted to talk about this, there was an episode of Pack a Day where Andy Herman had the dude who does the Titletown Talks Twitter account on because guy had been kind of going after Andy on Twitter, saying he was being too soft on LaFleur and too much of like a too soft, you know, and like kind of, you know, trash talking Andy more or less. And Andy was like, you know what, you know, if you want to sit down, we can have something to drink, we can talk through it. Like, I'm happy to have a discussion about this. And I think that's a way of Andy saying, like, come on, just stop it here, man. This isn't cool.
I know.
We could talk about it. And so, you know, Andy actually followed through on that, and then, you know, set aside an episode to actually have a conversation with the guy. It was interesting, and there are a lot of interesting takes kind of flying around, you know, Twitter after it was released. But it was such a strange episode because I like the idea of giving somebody like that the chance to air their grievances, to address them, to discuss them. But in the end, I feel like this guy who wouldn't even like say their real name, which at least a first name. I mean, you know, come on. because it's awkward, you know.
Did he
like,
put his
okay,
picture up? Did he put his photo? Like, did he put his video
I don't.
up?
Well, I mean, I only listen to the audio.
Oh, you
so
listen. Okay.
I kind of
Oh,
assume
weird.
no, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I feel like he kept trying to like make the same point, and Andy would address it, and he'd come back to the same point again. It's like, no, brother, man.
Yeah.
Asked and answered. Like, move on to your next grievance. Like, let's keep it rolling here. Like, he kept bringing it back to that picture of LaFleur with like the beat reporters from before the season started. I think it was during the preseason. You know, where like Nagler and Corey Behnke and like Tom Grassi and Paul Brettel and Kyle Cousineau and I want to say Spoon was in the picture, I think, and Pete Doherty and Rob Domofsky and Wes Hockwitz was probably there. You know the picture I'm talking about? And Coach is there in the picture with them.
Oh, yes.
And Andy Herman was there, of course. So the guy kept bringing it back to that, being like, you guys are all like friends with him. So of course, like you're going to be nice to him. You're not going to be like critical. And he's like, I am critical of him. And this discussion, like this meetup with him, Matt LaFleur came with like the PR guy for the Packers, was there for like an hour. We had like polite conversation about like kids sports, and then he left. It wasn't like insider information and like, you know, favors, and like it was like really nice of him to stop by, but we didn't really talk about football. It was so strange. So but the guy kept coming back to this, and it's like, no, Andy talked about it. And so it's kind of like a frustrating episode to listen to, because the guy just wouldn't like move on to the next thing, or would keep coming back to it, you know? But still, just the concept of doing this, and, you know, being willing to have this discussion, you know, publicly. Basically, you could say a podcast is publicly, I think. I don't know. It was like an interesting exercise, and like, what happens if you do this? So it's kind of an awkward listen, but definitely like a fascinating one at the same time. So that's why the superlative is most fascinating. Is that
most
fascinating? Is it fascinating? It is, you know. So yeah, that's my first one. It's from like 2 weeks ago, but still worth checking out if you haven't yet.
I kind of like that, because honestly, I don't usually get into discussions in chats on YouTube when I'm watching this trial. I haven't watched a trial in a while, but I started watching this one, and I'm recovering from a procedure yesterday, so it's kind of laid up. So I was actually watching it live, not on 2 times speed, and I was typing. And there were a couple people in that chat that were just like, and so I tried, and I tried, and I was just like, this person is never going to concede. They just are never going to see. They're blaming the victim. Okay, the woman got, you know, taken out by her husband, and we don't know why. And they're trying to claim that it was her fault. Anyway, it was just like, are we really having this? Anyway, I kind of get it, because eventually I was like, well, never mind. I don't know why I even had the conversation, because sometimes you try though. Once in a while I will try, and it sounds very, very similar to that.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Well, Don, what do you have for your next superlative? There we are.
I forgot. It's time for this week's superlatives. Even though we've done one already, I just like, okay, so if anybody's watching this, we know we're working on a little bit of a different platform, and we're transitioning over to a new one in a couple of weeks. And so I don't have all my things in order today. So, okay. Speaking of people, like, golly, dishonorable mention. No, I have a new best friend. I have a new best friend on Blue Sky. It's Marcy the Transvestite. She's a Lions fan. And I just cannot believe Lions fans. Come on, man. Like, I wasn't really, it's because I refer to Dan Campbell as Meathead, because there's no doubt that he resembles Meathead. Everybody thinks
from All in the Family.
From All in the Family, right? Thus the thumbnail tonight. But she was so butthurt about that, and she jumps on my Blue Sky for a guy. I don't even know why she doesn't follow me. I don't know who this person is, and it was kind of funny, because she's like, "Oh, Packers fans are the worst," and and she like reposted what I said about Meathead or something, and a couple people came to my defense and were like, why are you on her feed? Like, are you looking to be annoyed with somebody after losing a game? Because who doesn't do that? Anyway, it was kind of cute. She was funny. She had some good comebacks, and I appreciated. But yeah, again, a Lions fan. Like, why, Lions fans, can you not just accept winning and losing? I mean, if we lose, we're very critical of our team, just like, I mean, it's like they don't feel like they deserve any calls against them, and everything's unfair. I think it's just because they lost for so long that they just can't handle what it's like to be on top, or to be winning.
Yeah, I think it's having just decades of just rough teams, hard to be fans, and also the team catches fire and is good for a few seasons in a row, and beats on the Packers considerable amount over the last few seasons. Like, yeah, they're gonna not know how to handle that. They don't. Honestly,
yeah, it's sad. It's sad because that's not, and honestly, since they've tanked for so many decades. What blows me away is they've had like first round picks for decades and they finally are doing something about it. But you've had your chances. It's not like it's an organizational issue, which of course they're trying to remedy. But I think I said this at the beginning of the season, I think that the Lions were doing well for a little while, but it almost feels like it's on its way sliding down, and it kind of looks like that in terms of the statistics, which is the way it goes. That's how it is. Packers fans have had to deal with that too, but shout out to Marcy the transvestite for sure. Hi.
Very cynical shout out there, Don. I love it.
I'm cranky today. I'm sorry. I'm just a crank. I'm tired.
Oh, no apologies needed.
What do you have next, Maddie?
All right, next I have most loving.
Oh, right. The contrast.
Most loving. So this was an article. It's an article that Paul Noonan wrote for Acme Packing Company, and it's called "Amik Robertson and the True Spirit of Thanksgiving." So this was lovely. It was about how after the game, Amik Robertson was on Instagram criticizing Christian Watson for one of the routes he ran. It was saying he pushed off, which you look at the film, he didn't push off, but he's saying getting away with this stuff. Packers getting all the calls. And then Christian Watson replied with the shot of Amik Robertson like holding his left arm, he's trying to catch it with his right arm, and the way how Paul Noonan approached this was that no, this is just a moment of the spirit of friendship, and they're holding hands on the field, and so it was in the spirit of love, we do have Amik Robertson, and the true spirit of Thanksgiving. And so most loving,
that.
It was a beautiful, heartfelt, passionate article about a great friendship in sports.
That's cute. I did notice that too. The Lions fans definitely felt like the Packers were getting all the calls, and they definitely had some really bad calls and a lot of really bad calls and no calls. So give me a break. This is football. This is what it's like, Lions fans. Get used to it. This is the NFL. It's not great. I don't appreciate it. I wish that some of this was, they use technology more with officiating and that kind of thing. I don't love it either. But come on. Get rid of that persecution complex. It's really unattractive. Come on.
It's a bad look. Yes.
It's a bad look. All right. So my final superlative, listening. I know I brought this up before, but I can't. I'm so addicted to John Gruden's. He's talking about Packers-Bear rivalry. He goes back to Curly Lambeau, to what Curly Lambeau refused to shake the hand of the Bears team or the coaches after games. So
really?
You think it's bad now? It was a lot rougher before. He did a lot more, and Gruden just pulled it out. He does a really good job, but the conversation he had about Packers-Bears rivalry and then delivering it the way he does with such enthusiasm is really fun too. But I learned a few things. It's a lot more rough and tumble back then.
Yeah, that's, I mean, because they can get away with a lot more physicality, I'd say.
Right. And these days, I think you know this, that I love, regardless of how the game went, I love watching the teams shake hands afterward. And that just, I get really mad if they cut it off. And on the replay, they cut it off all the time, and it makes me mad. But I wait for that. I watch for it. I think it's really cool. But honestly, this coming week, I don't care. I'm like, let's have Matt LaFleur channel his inner curling Lambo. Either way, you know what I mean? Remember that time Kyle Shanahan didn't shake Matt's hand?
Yeah.
Like everybody
midfield, he's
flipped out. Yeah. It's like everyone flipped out, and John Gruden's like, you should have seen the way it was in the 40s. So I thought it was really refreshing.
So Don, was that like on a podcast or a video, or like what was the platform for that?
John Gruden has his own and I lost my link. He has his own YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
And it's wild. It's a wild ride, and he does such a good job of breaking down the upcoming games. He goes in great detail with the whiteboard and all of that. It's really good. But just go on YouTube and look for John Gruden's and I mean, he's got a fan base that's just outrageous. It's really, I mean, he deserves it. He's doing a great job. He's killing it.
I will check that out. Yeah, I haven't ever looked at his stuff, but I mean, obviously his extensive history, his history in the NFL. Yeah, he's a guy who's seen it all. So,
and his ability to deliver it, like he has so much energy. You haven't seen it yet, Ben. Okay, yeah, you've got to. I'll send you the link. For sure. And if anybody wants it, just message me. I'll send you the link. I should have had it here, but yeah, just go ahead and look on YouTube for John Gruden and game breakdown, and you'll find it. It's getting pretty popular. Yeah.
I will check that out.
Yeah.
Well, I have one more superlative, Dawn.
All right.
My last one is best community building, aka best Bears Week content. So Bears Week brings out a lot of really great stuff. There's all kinds of excellent podcast articles, et cetera, out there. So it's hard to find like a best thing, but the one that really grabbed me the most was actually also on Acme Packing Company. So they got a 2 for this week from me. Ooh. And this was an article that was half article, half not even article, because it was Peter Voigt who put up the article Packers discussion thread. Tell us your favorite Packers Bears memory. So after Peter Voigt wrote kind of his, it's just like everybody comment below. And so reading through that, people's like favorite Packers Bears moments, especially like if it was a personal memory, if they were at the game or like what they were doing when they watched the thing happen. It was awesome. Because, just hearing people's own perspectives on it and just such diverse ones, so many out there. It was just a joy to read. It just made me happy,
Oh, neat.
So, for as much as we enjoy the commentary from like the really brilliant writers and podcasters and video producers and whatever else, just for somebody to like hold the space for people to come and like share their memories, it was beautiful. I loved it. Especially, I will say a lot of times the Bears Week stuff brings out, some of like the more vicious elements of people's personalities. You know what I mean? Like, the less kind, in some cases. Yeah. This was more like, it felt like an act of kindness in a way, because it wasn't about like, let's say rude things about the Bears. Let's just talk about our favorite memories, So it's like there's the nostalgia and the chance for people to like, to have their voice, be part of the conversation. So really, really enjoyable, really good concept. I really like that a lot.
I think I would like that too. I have never really felt the way about the Bears that I do about the Lions or I didn't feel that way about the Lions. I just felt sorry for them until recently. And now I'm like, ew. But the Vikings, that's a team that, because they just, the hate, you can just feel the hatred. And it's like, all they want to do is beat the Packers. It's like, there's a whole 31 other teams out there you can talk about. Like they're just so hyper focused, and the Lions are becoming that way, which is unfortunate. But the Bears, but also, I was so tuned out of football, even though when I was in Wisconsin, which is so bizarre because now Anyway, but my sister's like, oh, no, we hate the Bears. I'm like, oh, really? I just haven't felt that way yet.
Well,
But
it's
I
so
might.
lopsided for so long that's hard to like feel it as like a real, angry rivalry because it's just been so silly. It's been a cartoonish, almost like a relic of a distant era. Given how lopsided it's been for like, the entire Rodgers into Love era. But now, with a chance to actually become something again, like you said, at the top of the episode, like it's kind of fun to actually see it be something that's interesting.
Right. I mean, you saw my Green and Goldilocks fairy tale video. I think that's kind of how I feel about the Bears. It's like harmless and kitschy and the Lions are becoming annoying mostly because the fans are like if I win if I lose, if the Green Bay Packers lost a game, which they have lost a couple games, people, okay, the last thing I'm going to do is go look for posts from the opposing team when they're all celebrating. It's just going to hurt me, right? Because but I'm not going to deprive them of celebrate. You know what I mean? But it's just kind of odd, this typical, like that it's the Lions who do this. And it's the Lions fans, who do this more than any other fan base. And I'm not the only one. I mean, I thought it was me. And then it's like, no, people are saying, no, this is a thing for them to jump into, like they're losing the team that they lost to's fan comments and be all like starting fights and stuff. It's just odd. It's just odd behavior. It's like, it's just a game and somebody does have to lose. One way or another. So did we decide who we need to lose or win tonight? Cowboys or Lions? Is that what's going to help us more?
I just want to see the Lions lose. So I don't know if there's any advantage to them winning somehow. I don't know if there is.
Okay.
In this situation too, like this season and only this season, Dawn, I don't mind rooting for the Cowboys occasionally because they gave us such a gift, such a crazy, horrible deal for them, such a gift. So I just want to, if I can root for them sometimes to say thank you for giving us Micah Parsons, I'm okay with that, and especially if it's against one of our, division opponents.
Right.
Go out there and beat the Lions. And I think the score is not looking so good for.
I'm just looking at it now. Right now, but I don't think the Cowboys are going to give this up too quickly. So I'm not too worried. But
they're
27-16. So Cowboys 16, Lions 27. So they've got a ways to go, but it's still the third quarter.
Plenty of ball game left.
Plenty. I mean, it's really the second half is the only half, right? So, I mean, it is. In December, football is the only month of real football. I mean, ultimately. So, well, Maddie, we have a couple comments to grab before we sign off. Iowa Joe, hi. Dawn won't watch scary movies, but dives heavily into true crime. I know, I'm worried.
Seriously. Talking about Titletown Talks, just confirming that he wouldn't have his cam on and wouldn't say his name.
Oh, yeah. And True North. Sports reports are not the same as political reports. Sports are just for fun. Nothing Andy says is going to influence the outcome of games. Right. Right. I mean, and wait, young meathead or old meathead? Are there two? Are there two meatheads?
That's where True North lost me. I only know about the
meathead from the Archie. So he's forever frozen
character,
in time. Right? He's forever frozen in whatever age he was, 30-ish.
Yeah.
When the show was. So I don't know.
1970s Rob Reiner is what we're thinking of here. So
sorry?
Said 1970s Rob Reiner is what we're thinking of here for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right, Maddie. Well, any final thoughts before we bring her home and get back to the game?
It's just a game, folks.
Yeah.
It's for fun.
It's fun.
Entertainment. One of the teams is going to lose. The Packers or the Bears are going to lose this game. Probably it's going to be the Bears, but even if it's the Packers, if you lose, you know what? Feel some feelings for a minute, shake it off, and go play with your kids, or go bake some food, or go touch some freaking grass or snow, depending where you're at. Let's get into it. But in the end, it's just a game, folks. We love it.
It's just a game. Have a couple of moments of wow,
Mhm.
and then move on. Because you can, it's okay to feel bad for a minute,
Mhm.
but
So I mean, like instead, hoop and holler.
we're favored by 6.5 points.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And it's at home, and our defense has been extra specially good at home. So yeah, I mean, I'm not worried if I'm being honest.
I know, although the games that we've been highly favored in are the ones that we've blown to. So. But hopefully that is behind us. It is December football, and that is when Matt LaFleur shines. His record is 20 wins to 4 losses in December.
And also, not just December, but Don, Toyotathon. So we're in good shape.
Yes, all of that. All right, guys. Well, thank you, chat, for joining us. Thanks for putting up with our tech for the next couple of weeks as we stumble through it. Matt, let's bring her home.
Yeah, and actually, really quickly, we're looking forward to a very fun guest next week.
Oh, right.
Should we say who it is, or should we just let it
Let's say who it is.
Yeah, our pal Sarah Kelleher, our first guest we ever had on the show, I think, actually, right?
That's right. Our Sarah will be joining us.
Original OG guest, Sarah Kelleher from the Wednesday Pack a Day podcast.
I cannot wait. I spoke to her today. Yes.
Nice.
Sure.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so anyhow, looking forward to that next week. In the meantime, friends, we'd love to have a chance to interview you and shout you out if you're a subscriber and a football fan. If you'd like to nominate someone to be a guest on our podcast, please let us know. Our DMs are open on all the social platforms. And folks, when you subscribe to our podcast, you help us keep spreading the love in our community. And the best way to help this podcast grow is by sharing it with your friends and family.
Yes, Maddie, that's right, because we love you. We're so glad to know you, to be fans of you, and have the luxury of being fans of the most storied team in the NFL. We appreciate your support, your subscriptions, and sharing our pod. And we look forward to seeing you next week on
Hey, we like your pod.
And I lost the extra, so I'll play the intro again. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Here.
Is your dagger!
Once upon a time in the storied days of Curly Lambeau, in a cozy stadium cabin south of the frozen tundra, there lived Da Bears, a towering lineman, a speedy linebacker, and a nimble cornerback. Each bear had their own game day porridge, a chair to rest in, and a bed to sleep in. On game day eve, after setting out their porridge, Da Bears lumbered up to their pre-game walkthrough at the renowned Lambeau Field. While they were away, Green and Goldilocks, a scrappy cheesehead, noticed the cabin. She peered through the window and, finding no one inside, opened the door and slipped in. Moving stealthily through the cabin like Micah Parsons, she spotted the 3 bowls of porridge on the table. She tasted the big bear's porridge, but it was too hot. Like trying to sneak a run past a lineman and getting crushed at the line. That hot. Undeterred, she tried the middle bear's porridge, but it was too cold. Like a pass thrown too short to a wide open receiver. That's cold. Finally, she tried the little wee bear's porridge, and it was just right. Like threading the perfect pass through tight coverage. And she devoured it like the touchdown drive she knew would be her Packers' first score in the game against Da Bears. Feeling satiated, Green and Goldilocks looked for a place to rest. She tried the big bear's chair, but it was too hard, like taking a sack from a lineman. The middle bear's chair was too soft, like getting caught in a slow tackle by a linebacker. When she sat in the little wee bear's chair, it felt just right, like hitting a perfectly timed route. But it collapsed under her, sprawled like a fumble in the open field. Green and Goldilocks ascended the stairs to finally complete her rest, cradling an icy cold Pabst in her tiny golden hand. She plopped down in the big bear's bed, but it was too hard, like trying to catch Curly Lambeau on a scramble. Or Bart Starr, or Brett Favre, or Aaron Rodgers, or Jordan Love. You get the point. Now back to the little cheesehead. The middle bear's bed was too soft, like missing a blitz from a Bears linebacker. At last, she tried the little wee bear's bed and fell asleep because it was just right. Like a perfect Hail Mary thrown into the end zone. The Bears returned from Lambeau and noticed something was amiss. Their porridge had been eaten. Their chairs were worn, and upstairs, they discovered Green and Goldilocks asleep in wee bear bed. Startled, the little cheesehead sprang up. She juked past the Bears lineman, spun around the Bears linebacker, and darted past the Bears cornerback as fast as a kickoff return, leaving the Bears defenders stunned and covered in green and gold dust. This is how, in the land of frozen tundra, the legend of Green and Goldilocks versus the Bears was born, and told by cheeseheads to this day, every wintry December. Go, Pack, go!